Start small. Learn a lot. Like, go in and do as much research as you can, but don't let that hold you back from like getting started. And I forgot my third one. Join the NBVA. Once you have kind of got things going, and save up to go to Vegas so that you can see us and learn lots at the convention.
I would say start small, like Jen said, but grow at whatever pace you're comfortable with. If you want to go out and find one location a month, find one location a month. If you only want to do one every 2 months, that's the beauty of this business. You can scale it exactly whatever speed you're comfortable with. That's what I think is most important. Also, I really try to be budget friendly in the beginning as well, because you don't know if this is going to be for you, honestly. So before you go out and finance, $6,000 machines, maybe try something that's going to be a little bit more beneficial budget-wise for you to see if you like it, because this business requires you to go out and talk to people. You got to go and ask businesses if you can put your machine in their business, and that's not for everyone. So just find out what's going to work best for you, and then kind of plan your growth accordingly.
Great advice.
Good one. So my advice would be, first thing to do is join the Discord. That would be 100% the first thing that I would do if you're new to vending, because there's so many people in there and such free advice and hours of reading and pictures and a lot of help. Secondly, I would start, if my choice, I would start with mini claw machines. That would be my choice of all the types of vending that I would choose from, just because your return on investment is pretty quick. And you can get some at pretty reasonable prices, and it's a great way to get started, and it's a lot of fun to pick toys. And then other advice is grow slow. Don't get too overzealous, because it's definitely worth it to buy a machine, pay it off, buy another machine, pay it off, and work your way slowly instead of too quick, because you can get yourself neck deep pretty fast and all the excitement. So, and then last advice would be 100% join the MBVA, because I think that that's the best group of people and in the industry that are going to help you a lot. So those are my things.
Just like Jen and everyone else made the advice, start small. See how you do, feel it out. And I love Jen's advice. If you got a certain company that you like to work with, keep going. That's what I did. I personally like importing my machines because I can get a whole bunch of them for a smaller price. Like, I can pretty much roll them like way faster than ordering in States. So that's my advice. And one last thing would be have fun with this career, because this is one of the coolest jobs I've ever had. And my 5-year mark is coming up here in September. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. And I still wake up, and my wife and I, we give each other high fives. Like, we just went out to eat. We were servicing a location today, and after we got done, we were like, can you believe it's almost been 5 years and stuff? And we gave each other high fives. Look at us. I can't believe this is our career. We get to do this every single day. And there is a lot of work behind it. And as you grow, you become more dependent on doing research and doing bigger stuff. If you start out small and you stay small, it's a fun side hustle. But as you get bigger, it is a lot more work, but it's still fun. So enjoy it, find out if you enjoy it, and enjoy it with your family too.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from the Howard Hospitality Group. Welcome to another weekly Vending Live. How's everybody doing? It's Jonathan. Hi. And joining me tonight, I've also got Matt from Galaxy Games 843. Hi. You know what?
What's up, guys?
It is getting close to Christmas, and we are just, I think it's seriously the craziest time of year, not for vending per se, but like presents and just
for everything.
Life.
You already don't have enough hours in the day, but now we throw this in there.
Yeah, on top of it. So welcome to another weekly Vending Live. Tonight, we don't know who's going to show up. Jen is in the middle of hauling kiddie rides, and so she's, neck deep. She doesn't know if she'll make it or not. David's got some personal stuff going on, but he said he's going to try to join us here in a little bit. So we're hoping. If not, it may just be you and I, which, that's okay too. But if everybody's wondering where everybody is, that's where everybody is. And so, yeah. So another week, craziness. I was looking at because what's different is I don't pay attention when I do the posts on on the YouTube, but on when I post the the podcasts, like we've already done like a ton of them, and we took a break, but we've already done a ton of shows this year alone. And for those of you who don't know, this is third season. And if you look at the amount of shows that we've done, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It is crazy. Like I couldn't believe how many it was. Let me go back to. So
none of us are keeping track. So when you post the podcast, that should tell us the episode number or something like that.
Yeah,
So.
It's nuts. So let me log in here. Hold on 1 second. And I can tell you how many.
I'm gonna guess it's over 100 because we've doing.
Okay.
This is like you said, kind of third season. We started. I want to say November of 2022. It's now December of 2024. So if we go 52 weeks a year, minus a few, a couple weeks that we didn't do it in our most recent summer break, which was really nice, by the way. It was nice to have that extra 2 hours to get things done. But we've been, we started prior to NBVA 2023, but we started November 2024. I think right after what would have been IAPA before we started going to IAPA. So it's been over 2 years now, going strong week after week.
This is crazy, but all time we've had over 6,800 views of just the podcast. This is not even counting, so over the years we've been doing it.
Really?
So let me pull this. Let me see if I can do my screen here.
That's interesting to know.
6756. Sorry, not 6,800. Sorry, I had the wrong screen
so
up.
Those are just on all of the podcast platforms, not the actual streams. So anybody listening live, it doesn't count that. This is just restreams of podcasts.
Just podcasts, yeah. So I'm
interesting.
Sorry,
interesting.
Yeah. So and then downloads. That's just dailies. Let me see if I can look at monthly. This is crazy. So let me see how many. Let me see if I can go back but I couldn't believe how many people actually do the podcast. Like I didn't realize it was as popular as it was. And this is not something we make money on or anything like that. It's just something we offer like as part of what we do. But let me go back to, they allow you to.
That one that said podcast players, does that show you like where the most popular stream comes from? Because I know it goes out to all podcast platforms, right? So does it tell you which one is the most popular? I'm curious to know. Is it Apple Music? Is it Spotify? Is it something like that?
So where was that at? Where did you see that at?
Go straight back up.
Okay.
Right there. Higher to your right.
Okay.
Up one more. To the left. To the left. Break it down, y'all. To the right.
So where do I go? Oh,
Two
podcast
more.
players.
One
there it
more.
is.
Right
Okay.
there. Yeah.
So
it only breaks it down by browser. What about websites? You see that website tab? Click on that. Just Stitcher. Okay. So Stitcher is isn't that what broadcast it out to all the podcasts? I think so.
It's part of it. Yeah.
Well, we're not going to get the analytics
so I don't know.
I'm looking for, but still, good to know.
I'm sorry.
Good to know that
I'm sure we probably could if I played with it enough. Yeah. But what I was looking at, so if you go to, let me go back here, to shows. So like just this year alone, when I post these, so like if I go to the Vending business discussion, like just this year alone, we're on episode 37 just this year. So if you go back to, well, I can't really go back and show this, but like, I'm trying to think how to do this, but last year we had almost double because we didn't take, not double, but we didn't take 2 or 3 months off, but you know what I'm saying? So
we did
already this
bonus
year,
streams too. So probably over 52 last year.
Yeah. Which is crazy. So, I mean, that's just, to me, that's nuts. We're already on 37, episode 37 of the year with a break. So anyways, back, I mean, sorry to bother you guys with these kind of things, but I was just pretty overwhelmed that I was like posting it last week and I'm like, That's a lot of episodes for a year,
Dedication, guys.
So,
Dedication.
yeah.
Being consistent.
So, and we've got a lot of people. Let's see where we're at right now. We're already at 21 people in watching us right now. We already got a super chat too. You ready? Want to do it? Here we go.
Oh, let's do the super chat. Yes. I'll bet it's from Waco. It is from Waco's Car Wash Channel. Elevators and More. A $5 super chat. He says, last Saturday, I got 3 car washes at 3 dealerships. What do you do? Just drive from dealership to dealership? Be like, hey, wash my car for me. Anyway, thanks for the super chat. Very cool.
Nice. Well, it's good to see everybody. We've got a lot of comments in here. Everybody's wondering where Quick Play is, and I don't know how to answer that question. I've sent out several messages to them. I've actually talked to Cody here and there, hit or miss in between.
I talked to Cody prior to IAPA because basically I try to reach out to Eli and Cody on a regular basis because I'm friends with them, and it seems like their videos have kind of dropped off. Their interactions in the Discord have dropped off. So I just right before IAPA, I sent them a group text to see if maybe they would be interested in joining us at IAPA. Eli did not reply, but Cody replied and let us know that he did have, I think, a death in the family, so he wasn't able to do that. So
he did.
I'm sure they got stuff going on right now, and I'm sure they'll be back whenever they're ready to be back. But I know right now, it seems like things are on pause with the Quick Play team right now. I'm not sure.
I really hope there'll be MBVA is kind of like our annual meetup anyways. I never I never count on them for IAPA, but I definitely count on them for MBVA. They're always there, even though they're not a big part of the MBVA, like per se, they're more of the amusement side, like it seems like, but because they don't come to like the, the actual like the conferences and stuff, but they'll be at the show and we all hang out there and stuff like that.
And I'll tell you what though, I mean, if you guys have seen their videos, if you've never met Eli and Cody in person, they are a blast to hang out with. And you're right, if they don't make it to Vegas, that trip is not going to be the same. So I really hope they make it to Vegas and everything's good, because it's not going to be the same without them there for sure.
Yeah. So we're hoping they'll be there. Remains to be seen, and we love hanging out with them. And it's weird because I think that people that haven't been to MBVA, like the first year that Natalie and I went, we went together, and we went not realizing it was like, the original MBVA was more revolved around bulk, and now it's expanded to claw machines. It's expanded to all different kinds of things. And when we went, that was the first time we bought claw machines, our mini claw machines from Kenny Machines. And that's how we got started in the claw machine business. And I think that what you realize is even Plush Time Wins, all these people you see at IAPA, or even if they come to MVVA, like the YouTubers are not any different than you or I or normal people. We're not some special celebrities or anything. Like we'll hang out with you guys in the depths of Las Vegas, in the dive bars, anywhere you want to go. We just want to be involved and have a good time, and we're just normal people like everybody else. I'm from an extremely small town. There's only 6,000 people in my hometown, and I'm not any celebrity by any means, and I don't feel like anybody that's in the YouTube genre or group is any different. Like Mike from 720 Vending, you, David, like we're real people. We're not gonna sit there and walk around and be like, oh, you can't hang out with us because we're too cool. Like we're like, let's go. Let's go hang out. Let's go to that arcade. Let's go downtown. Let's go hang out with these people. We were last year, you and I and all of us were, and Eli and Cody and everybody were I don't even know if I can pull up a picture, but we had Amelia up with those guys, with the Cowboys with all their. I have. Let me see, Fremont Street, in St. Patty's Day, hanging out. Like that's what we're about. We're about being real and being real with the people and helping people, and that's why we do the live stream that we do. It's why we get along with everybody as well as we do, because we're just normal people. The people that you may see on Facebook and stuff, like they're not real people. They're the kinds that are like what they say, like keyboard junkies. That they think they know everything. We're just real people doing the stuff that we do. And we just want to be friends with everybody and help as many people as we can because we love this business. And I think that's what MBVA is all about. When you go to the small section that's MBVA of the Amusement Expo, it's just a small group of suppliers that just want your business and want to hang out, go to the bar afterwards and be friends. And when you call them on the phone, they're like, whatever you need, we'll take care of you. Like, that's what it's about, you know? So don't feel intimidated to go to MBVA. When you go to the show, when you go to the conferences and stuff, like, don't feel weird, don't feel anxious. Come talk to us and come talk to everybody and enjoy your time there and the time and the money you spent to get there, and learn as much as you can because it is a blast and it's a lot of fun, and we're real people just like you guys. We're not anybody different. So anyways,
I'm
don't feel
just
stressed.
checking my phone to see if I have any Fremont Street pictures. I do not have any Fremont Street pictures.
Here,
And
I'll
the other
I'll
one
throw one up for you guys. You guys will love
the
this
other
pictures. Hold
ones
on.
the other ones will just say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, so and we'll do it together. We'll all be together doing what we do, and there is like the first day is kind of hard for everybody because you're there to see everybody, and in the like what I've learned in MBVA is that the suppliers don't go to the seminars. So they're out in the actual expo, like setting up their booths and getting ready to do their thing. And so you're not going to see them at the seminars. And so when you actually get to the show, the first day, there's a lot of like, even for us, like the meet and greet of the suppliers and trying to like just kind of get settled and say hi to everybody. And then after that, like about halfway through the day, like we're free to hang out with anybody and do anything that we want to do. And that evening is actually an industry dinner, as part of your MBVA membership, that you get to go hang out with all the amusement people and the MBVA people all in one big giant room and get food and hang out. And it's like a big appetizer extravaganza craziness with like live music and it's just fun. And then from there, after that, there's usually parties and stuff to hang out in the bar. So definitely what we're trying to work on for this year, I worked with Jen, is to create a kind of like a meet and greet in the morning, more so to kind of get people that haven't been to MVBA kind of like, like, what do we do? Like, how does everything work? And where do I go and that kind of stuff. And that is what we're trying to establish for the first day in the morning before everybody else shows to the seminar. Oh, there's a picture. I see you're working on stuff and I'm working on stuff too.
I just posted this in the NBVA 2025 chat section of the Discord. And I want to know, can we beat last year, guys? Here's the group shot from last year. Jonathan, if you want to share it on the screen so everyone can see it.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
This is the group shot from last year. Can we beat 2024 in 2025? Can we do it?
I think so, pretty easily.
Can we be even bigger than we were the previous year? Because I got to admit that there was a lot of people hyped up last year. There was a lot of active people in the Discord, and so far I'm not seeing the same amount of engagement when it comes to NBVA for 2025. So hopefully we can get a lot of you out there interested and coming to join us in Vegas for sure.
And I want to change that too. And I think that that's something I wanted to talk about in the Discord too. Like, I really feel like as of the past maybe 2 or 3 months, there's been kind of a little bit of a funk in the Discord. And I don't know what it is, but I think that people really need to become more involved in what's going on with the Discord and spend a little more time in there, because there's a lot of new people in there that really need your help. And there's also a lot of people in there that kind of don't know what they're talking about, and they need to we need to get in and help these people get going. I had a really good conversation with somebody today as part of the Vending Academy and getting their route. Like, they're growing super fast, and they're really scared, because that's what happens, with us in the industry, is that we go buy a bunch of machines and then all of a sudden they're all placed and like, now what? Now I need more machines. And so it's very lucrative in this business if you do it correctly, but it can also backfire on you sometimes, that you need to take 5 steps sideways to get, ahead, because it's just so crazy. So help people in the Discord, help each other out and work together, because the Discord is probably by far in the industry. Stay out of Facebook, stay out of those groups, because they're extremely negative, and you need to get back into the Discord and get where there's help, and I think that's what we need to really see, is that, and those of you who aren't Discord members, like everybody is at this point, so you need to be in the Discord, join. The link is down in the description below, and get the right help, get the help that people are willing to give you. And I really feel like that we need to come out of this kind of funk, and I've got tickets to sell for MBVA, for the Scholarship Foundation. We're going to talk about that tonight. But you need to go to MBVA. It is extremely inexpensive. It's not so much for East Coasters like Matt to get there, but overall, besides the plane flight, to get to Vegas and to stay there is really not that expensive. But it's just getting there with your plane flight is kind of expensive. So I understand.
So
go ahead.
Speaking of that, I've got my hotel booked. I've put the request in for time off work. That hasn't been approved yet, so I haven't booked my flight yet. But I have been looking at my flights, and so far, like, the best deal I found was like around $600 round trip, which is, I'm coming from the very far East Coast, so
Right.
There's that. But I've had a secret plan in place since NBVA 2024.
A secret plan?
Secret plan.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me just grab one thing, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, hold on. So I'm going to send this picture to me while I have a chance here, so I can show you guys, and I'll pop it up on my screen here. Let me see. There it is. So,
Okay.
ready?
There's Amelia with the angel wings on Fremont Street with the Cowboys.
Yeah. So this is what we did the first night we were there, which was the 17th last year.
It was on St. Patrick's Day, and that was a bad
St.
idea.
Patrick. Oh my God. So, and I told you the story of we were walking down. So like you and well, you weren't. I don't think you were drinking that night. I think it was just Eli and Cody were grabbing a drink at the bar.
I wasn't drinking heavily. I had a drink or two, but I don't really drink heavily. So that's not me.
Well, I remember that we were going to. They were getting a drink, or somebody was getting a drink. So I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to go to the little they have like a little trinket shop? Like a what do you want to say? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a Las Vegas
store.
Souvenir. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name of it. So souvenir shop. And they're
what
like,
I mean.
yeah, let's go. Because we were kind of just standing around. And for those of you who don't know, like it's in Vegas, it's okay to smoke a lot of things down in downtown. So it was very smoky in the area that we were standing.
It was very
Yes,
smoky, yes.
there was a lot of wacky tobacco in that area. So the kids are like, let's just what do you? And I said, let's go to the souvenir shop. So we walked over, and there was this girl dressed up as a nun, and extremely. I mean, she's very beautiful. We're walking down, and Amelia goes, "Oh, look at the nun," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and then we passed the people in front of the nun kind of parted as we were walking, and the nun was topless, with no clothes on. And Amelia goes, "Oh, not a nun." And I go, "Yep, not a nun. Let's keep walking." So that was their introduction to Las Vegas. The first night was going down to Fremont Street, which was probably a bad idea, Dad. Not a good idea. Sam loved it, of course.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Sam.
Yeah,
Fremont Street is probably not the best place to take your kids, honestly. Because there's it's Sin City. It's the adult playground. You're going to see people with little to no clothes on. Like you said, people smoking, people drinking, people having a good time. The one cool thing about it, though, on St. Patrick's Day was, and this is probably a regular thing on Fremont Street, but they have these stages set up every so often, and there were multiple bands playing, and sometimes some really big names played. Now, unfortunately, no really big names were playing the night that we were there, but it was cool. We were, jamming to the music and having a good time. It was really fun.
Well, and I think that every year we've gone to those Cowboys, and so Natalie said this year it's her turn to get pictures with the Cowboys. Because the first year we got, well, yeah, because we the first year we got Eli and his wife in Destiny. Yeah, we got them the first year, and so we got good pictures of them, and then we got Amelia this past year. So we got to get Natalie this year. So that's the plan, is we're gonna get them with the Cowboy this year. So all of us are going. You need to go. it's definitely like there's no reason not to. If you put $20 away a week from your business, you should be able to afford to go. At this point, I mean,
guys,
we're in
remember
December.
this is a business trip and therefore a business expense. You can write this off.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. So speaking of putting money away and business
Okay.
expenses and writing this off, after I dropped all that cash for Vegas this past year, because it was about the same, about 600 round trip, which was a business expense, I decided I'm going to do something a little different this year to help, so I don't have to absorb so much of the cost all at once. And this is going to be a little heavy for me to show you. Let me kind of move the microphone out of the way for a minute. So
Wow.
ever since the trip, I've been saving every dime and nickel that have come through my machines, and this is all of the dimes and nickels that have come through my machines for 2024 and into early 2025. And basically my plan is to take this to the Coinstar machine, because Coinstars do have fees to count, but there's a way around that. And if you get yourself an electronic gift card, there's no fees. So my plan is to take this right into the Coinstar, pour it all in, and put it all on Southwest Airlines. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah.
And
so,
if
like
you
I
have,
said,
if you are looking for business cards and what to do, like there's, of course there's Capital One and all these others and American Express and stuff like that. But if you plan on doing flights throughout the year, and that's something that Vend taught us, like get a Southwest card. Like if you've got pretty decent credit,
I still need to do that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 100%.
So anyway, yeah, definitely you guys got to get to NBVA. And I see we've got some super chats that we have missed.
You ready?
We want to go do those real quick, then we can maybe
some
comments.
We'll do those first. Right. Here we go.
Yahoo! All right, first one up, Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More. It's another $5 super chat. He says the dealerships have automatic car washes and they let me use them, and they have a contract with Broadway Equipment and manufactured in Minnesota. Okay, cool. Thank you for the super chat.
We got two more. It looks like Xtreme Vending, like he's David's posted some super chats in there. Yeah, he is in the chat. I see him. Okay. Let's do his two real quick, and then we'll cover some comments. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay. Yahoo! David in the super chat, Xtreme Vending says, NBVA 2025. Let's go with the $5 super chat. That's right. David will be there. We've already got his confirmation, his buy-in. So all of us, Jen, David, me, Jonathan, NBVA 2025. All right, the other super chat from David from Xtreme Vending is a $2 super chat. He says, if we guess the amount, can we keep it? Sure. Yeah, guys, put your comments down below with what your guess. All the dimes and nickels, and there's even.
And then Matt won't go to MBVA because he'll take.
None of you guys are gonna go.
There's no way they're going to guess it. You have to go and count it all. I'm sorry.
Well, so that's the thing, because I'm going to put it in the Coinstar and get the gift card. So therefore, it'll be gone anyway. But it would be fun though to maybe run some sort of contest for all of you out there that want to guess. Maybe I'll start incorporating that into some upcoming videos. But drop your comment here. Let us know.
Real quick, so sorry, I keep laughing. So we gotta go. Where am I at here? I'm sorry. I was gonna post this comment here. Sorry, give me a second.
David's going ham on the super chats.
I know, he's going crazy. Let me do his real quick again. Hold on 1 second.
All right, we got two more from David from Xtreme Vending. He says, this is again from David, say $5 super chat. He says 136.55. That must be his guess. I think it's more than that, but I don't know. There's also one other one too, Jonathan, if you want to highlight that other one.
Oh, there is?
David. There is. It starts out with GG843. There it is. Yahoo! There we go. $2 super chat from Xtreme Vending says GG843 exclamation point. And Jonathan is a noob.
Thanks, David. Appreciate that. Can you please get on with us and talk with us and hang out with us? Because we all want to know what's going on. We didn't even cover that, but before we do that, I wanted to talk about your jar of change, because we've had the same issue this week, not with that, but we had, of all things, somebody had cut out a cardboard quarter and stuck it in our machine. Walker Vending, who we partner up with, has had a napkin stuck into his DBA. So
Oh,
his DBA.
I've had plenty of things jammed in DBAs.
Oh my God. So
Pieces of
is pretty
menu,
normal.
napkins, coins, twist ties, straws. Those are all the kinds of things I fished out of my DBAs and my roll down coin mechanisms. But this cardboard quarter, what kind of machine did that go into?
Into a golden house, one of our mini claw machines, and they
So it
stuck
obviously
and
didn't
it jammed the whole thing up. I mean, it was just full of quarters and
Yeah.
other things. And so Natalie found it, and so for those of you who don't know, like Natalie's actually been running our route in certain parts of our route, and today I'm very proud of her. Like, it was one of those days she went to a location, and there's a big old sign on our machine that says out of order, and the machine's off. And so she texted me and she said, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, it's plugged in and it's off. And it's a golden house. It's one of the ones we got from AC Museums back in the day. And which, if you guys want machines, we can get them from Ice Funds Direct. Give me a call. I can help you guys. But these machines don't fail. Like, we've had 0 issues in 4 years with these machines. And I said, that seems weird. And she's like, I know. So I don't know what to do. And I said, well, open the back. So we've got advertising screens running in our golden houses, which are kind of back here. And so we run a power strip, and the power strip that we run inside, it's basically an extension cord with a power strip on it, built in. It lights up, and so when it's plugged in, it tells you it's on. And I said, open up the back. So she opened it up, and the power strip wasn't on. And I said, well, I think it's the plug. I don't think it's the machine. And I said, unplug the machine and plug it into the wall and make sure that it doesn't come on. And sure enough, there was no power to the machine. So I said, okay, can you ask them? And so she went to them and she asked them, she's like, is there something wrong with the plug? And they're like, oh, we had a power outage a couple days ago. Maybe the breaker got tripped or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay, can you check it? And she's like, yeah. So she went out there and unplugged our machine. They flipped the breaker on and all the way down and back up again. And sure enough, fixed the plug or whatever. And then she put the tester in to make sure it worked, and she was good to go. And I was like, man, I'm so proud of you. That's so cool. So don't stress out that it's always a machine. Sometimes it can be a location too. And she ran into that today. So definitely, that was pretty cool. She figured it all out on her own. So very cool. We got a ton of comments. So
Ton of comments.
There he is. Hold on one second. Somebody's in the green room. Do you know who it is?
I'm guessing it's David.
He's not there. Hold on one second.
Oh, it's Ghost David.
Hold on one second.
There I am. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Okay, how are you doing?
Let's talk about our weeks. We haven't even done that yet. So let's talk about our weeks first.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Hey, everyone. Who, me?
Hi. Yeah.
Oh, why don't you guys go first? I just got on.
All right. Okay,
Matt, you go first.
All right. So typical vending week for me. Top secret location on the weekend. Also did the truck shop over the weekend. Not the video I posted today. That one was from September. But I've got like 7 or 8 queued up videos from that truck shop because we go every other week, and then we go to the secret location every week. But today, just before the stream, before dinner, actually, right after work, we went and did the video for the game store. So I think it's going to be the weekend video. And guys, be ready. It was a huge collection. So it's going to be a big one.
Nice.
It's going to be a big one. Yeah. Be ready. That's so, vending wise.
Random. I got a call from like one of our viewers that loves you to death, Matt, and is super excited about your videos and has watched every single one, and wanted to know what your plans for the future are for expansion. Like, what do you plan on doing? So do you have any insight on what the future for Galaxy Game AC43 are?
So long story short, I really want to grow the amusement piece of it. I don't really want to grow the full line piece of it. But the way the world works is when you start full line, the full line kind of grows itself. And
Yeah,
Jonathan,
what
you
do you
know
know about
exactly what I'm talking about, right?
uh,
You
mhm.
try, once you decide that the full line is more, it's more work than you thought, or more work than you want to do, then like I swear, when you get to that point, that's when doors start opening, and that's what's happening with me. Every time I'm like, well, I'm going to focus on amusement, and then I get a Facebook message or a phone call or a text or something like, hey, we need a drink machine at our business, and then you can't say no to that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's just the way the world works. But honestly, I really want to focus to grow the amusement piece of it more. Kind of got a few things, got a few irons in the fire, so to speak. But my biggest issue is my time limitations. As you know, I've got a regular full time job that I love, that I
yeah.
have no intentions of leaving at the moment, and that that full time job really is during business hours. So therefore, it's really difficult to get out there and find new locations working with business owners during business hours because of my career, my full time job. So I don't know. I've always talked in the past about not utilizing locators. However, that may be changing in the future. That might be something I need to lean upon or look into in order to
Joseph.
grow that amusement piece of my business. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll talk more about all that stuff as we go on. But
This guy
the one,
was all we're helping him with the vending academy, and
mhm.
he's full force. He's already got 20 something machines, so
Nice,
he's at like
nice.
the scale tipping portion of his business where like he's ready to like go to the next step, and he watches every single one of your videos, and he thinks that they're, he's not because of the full line part per se, but more the amusement side, because he does a lot of
Sure.
claw machines, and um he's bought a lot of candy machines, and they just ordered an order with Rainy, so he's excited about those coming. But he wanted to know, where you were going, what you were doing, and I know you hate David and I because we keep pushing you on minis, but I think you should buy some more minis and put them in locations. I think you would just crush
So
it.
I know you say that, and I'm just going to be quite honest, guys. I really like the larger machines better, and if I'm going to spend money, I'm going to spend them on larger machines. That's you know that they just perform so much better for me.
I
I
think
feel
it's
like I've
all
got
about.
more flexibility with prizes, and just I feel like I really feel like they're more visible to my customers because I've tried mini claw machines and now I've replaced them with larger claw machines, and just the money went way up. I'm not saying minis are bad. You
No,
know,
I don't think so.
You're
I think that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
You're the people in your side of town. They have a thing against midgets, huh? Just kidding.
s- s-
I
small
really
people,
feel like
little
for
people,
us,
little people.
we've kind of adopted the concept of starting our locations with the minis, and so we place them, and then as we build a relationship with that location, we either, instead of adding another machine, we'll upgrade to a larger machine, or and then we'll also add some like pokeball machines and things like that. But that's been kind of our philosophy, which has worked really good for us, and I think that it's a lot easier to place the minis. So if you're looking to expand, I think that that's kind of where we've been super successful, in the part that we've used them to gain locations, and then once those
True.
have established, we go to larger machines. But what's really weird is that, and I see it in Facebook all the time, which is kind of drives me nuts, is that I see everybody's like, oh, you never make as much money as a large claw machine. And I'm thinking to myself, like, we have mini claw machines, and so does David, that do numbers way higher than our larger machines, even though they'll be right next to each other for the same price, and they're just crushing it. And so I think that it depends on the location, it depends on where it's going. And I feel
It
like
also depends on the
the
prizes. Quite honestly, the
yeah.
prizes drive the place. And like
Well, we
I've got
put good prizes in our
yeah,
machines. Big,
exactly, exactly. I've got so much more prize selection when it comes to larger prizes that obviously wouldn't fit in the mini. And I think that that's
right.
another reason why I lean more on the larger machines because I've already got the inventory. As a matter of fact, I just got my IAPA order from All Star Vending today.
Nice.
8 large boxes of plush. So I'm like scrambling on where to put all this plush. I think I might have to build one of those storage racks for the bins in order to store my plush the proper way because I've got half of it in vacuum bags and it's like I don't know if you can't see it on the screen here, but like literally to the left of my desk, I've got like 5 giant bags of plush, vacuum sealed, all squished up to try and save some space. It's just
And I,
I'm,
I
I'm
think
running
that's
out of room here.
a good topic to talk about too is that we've got basically 4 sizes of plush, or 4 sizes of product in our garage, and that takes up a lot of space. So we're looking at over 60 tubs of prizes in our garage to cover mini, medium, large, and extra large because we have machines of all different sizes. And if I can go back and narrow that down to maybe 2 instead of 4, like I understand where you're coming from. Like it is a big, it's a big problem because we have to order when we order our product, we're ordering, for each type of machine, we're ordering quite a bit of product. And so I totally get where you're coming from with that. Like it's better to narrow it
I
down.
mean,
So
David, didn't you just build a big shed to store all your stuff for
Yeah,
inventory?
he's got a
yeah.
shop.
I got a
Yeah.
big shop, and it's 50. Well, it's like 1,500 square foot, so it's the size of my house. So, yeah,
I would say that's pretty good. That's pretty good for storage. I wish I
yeah,
had 1,500 feet to use for storage and for the business.
yeah. Um, sorry, what? Someone just messaged me. I this is so sad. So I don't know what the prize is. They were really sad. Do you guys want to see this clip? It's kind of a sad clip. At my Konichi
Oh,
Claw.
okay, all
Sure.
right, sure.
Are you able to show the screen?
Yeah. Let me see.
Okay, let me know when it's on because I'm
It's
looking at my
on.
screen. Okay,
You're good. You're good.
so look at this. I guess I have to be careful on how I put in the clip machine.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
how's that?
Well, I don't
That's
know.
like a magic
oh.
trick.
I
That's a
think it
straight
got
up magic
stuck
trick.
on. Yeah, I
I think
think
it
it
was
got
caught on the
stuck
keychains.
on the keychains. Yeah. They were so sad. They emailed me that. They're like, "We won that prize." And I have no idea what the
Aw,
prize is, but I'm gonna meet up with them tomorrow. I guess at 5. So yeah,
nice. We'll take care of them, I'm sure.
yeah, I am. They're actually they're messaging me right now. So
Okay, so real quick before you take the message, tell us what your week's been like. What have you been up to?
Um, well, this week has been a crazy week. Everything was good and normal. I mean, I've been having a great time with the holiday sales coming upon me and stuff like that. But I got hit with a huge curveball. I think I told you about it, Jonathan. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The story is this frustrates me, and I shouldn't have done what I did, but I was being pressured and rushed. So basically, Konichi Claw 3. Um, I got the space lined up. It's ready to go, right? I send in my application. The agreement was on X amount of dollars, and it was going to be, I was real excited. They were even giving me first month rent free because I had to pay for the sign, and the sign's going to be about $4,000. And they told me, though, in order for this to work, you got to get your sign going, and you have to be launched in a certain amount of days. So I've already ordered the machines. They're coming express from Rainy. Spend all this extra money to get them rushed out and stuff like that. And I finalized the sign. They approved the sign, and then they said we're good to go. But you need that sign up in like 3 weeks. Well, it takes about 4 weeks to make the sign. So I have the sign being rushed and made and paid all this money. And then they, after I pay for everything like 10 days later, I'm wondering where my application is. They said it was all done. And the mall got back with me and they said, our regional manager or whatever did not approve of your space. and so I'm stuck with a really expensive $4,000 Christmas ornament, but it's named after my business sign. So
Right.
So, but you could potentially use it for another location somewhere else, though, right?
right, I have to get it approved wherever I go. Obviously, no, it could be in a plaza or whatever. The business has to approve it. It's a professional sign by a company. But the other thing is, I also have equipment on the way that I spent $15,000 on, plus basically $20,000 worth of product I just spent for not getting open. And I thought I had this done deal, so I'm like super down about that. But
I'm
I've
sure.
already been reaching out and talking to other places trying to find where I can put Kenichi Claw 3. So
So that's been your
Gotcha.
week.
yeah, that's basic. Well, I mean, it was all good up until yesterday. So that's what I've been focusing on.
You know what I love about you, David, is that I feel like you'll be in another location in about 2 weeks. So I wouldn't stress too much. You have a
Right.
claw, you have a sign that you can use in any location, like it is a Kadisha Claw sign. You're not out any money. In all honesty, like you're gonna be somewhere really quick. Like I know your
Yep.
karma, which is
Right.
extremely good, no pun intended. And I feel like you're gonna bounce back in no time. So I
If
know
The
you
way
not,
well
I
enough
see it,
to.
the way I see it, when you have your next location lined up, you'll have a faster turnaround time because you'll have all that stuff ready
Yeah.
to go.
that's what
Like,
I'm
oh,
thinking
I'll,
too.
I'll have it there
But
tomorrow,
but
right?
if not, in probably about 2 weeks, I'll have that sign. And if I can't find a place for it, it's going to be behind me maybe for this next 2 weeks or
Oh, there you go.
right
There
after
you go.
Christmas, New Year's live stream, whatever we do. So
So let me real quick. I'll do my week, and then you guys, or our week, I should say, and then we'll go from there. So we've had a really crazy week. So Amelia is really involved in cheer, and so she's been doing this local cheer program, and the cheerleading leaders are the worst cheerleading leaders I think I've ever met in my entire life. And so they sent all these texts about how the parents aren't having their kids there show up on time and all this other stuff. And then they keep canceling practice like early on the girls. And they're like, oh, it's super important that they show up and that they, like we have all this time to practice and blah, blah, blah. And then they just like not show up and then they end practice early. So Amelia and Natalie have been having a hard time with that. And so Amelia actually canceled her cheer this year or this week with the local. She still does the national, or not national, but it's like a regional cheer through a bigger agency. But she just said, I'm done. Like I can't. She goes and they just pick on all the girls. And so it's this big fiasco this week. And so that's been a big talk of what we've been doing. So now she's really excited to focus more on the regional cheer and the bigger stuff. And so that's been a big process for us. Secondly, we, as you guys know, we've acquired about 50 locations for Full Line, which Matt was talking about, which we were in the process of like thinking about maybe we might want to sell off that portion of our business. And then we acquired all these locations and it's turned into basically, you've seen our videos. We placed 6 machines in the past 2 weeks, and then we got 8 more coming that we have to place, and then we got to get all of them up and running. So we're waiting for labels and all this other stuff that goes on with that. And then we're in the process of expanding our amusement route too. So we've been really, really busy and crazy, but it's been a good week and very positive. So we're excited about everything going on, and I feel for Amelia, but I feel like she's got the headspace and where she needs to be, and she's looking at it from a different angle than she was at the beginning of the week. So she seems to be moving forward. And so I don't know if you guys have been fighting colds. We've had colds in our household, and everybody's
I
sick.
had a
And
cold right before
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
so we've been dealing with that too. But other than that, we're everything's been pretty good. So we've been helping a lot of people in the Vending Academy. Jen's been doing her weekly, every Monday morning coffee chats with the Vending Academy, and they've been going really good, and everybody's been super positive with that. So if you don't know about that, please join the Vending Academy We'll talk about that here in a little bit, and join the Discord for sure, 100%. So we got a lot of comments to cover here. So let me go back up to the top, and then I will put some of these up
And
for Matt to talk.
at this point too, we're almost already halfway through the stream, so you can imagine all the comments that are backed up.
Yeah. So sorry, guys.
If I could make a quick response to Anime Frank with his splinters, you're an idiot. Wear gloves.
Yeah. Have you seen his setup? If you guys haven't seen his setup and what he's been working on, get into the Discord and send him a message and let him and he'll show you. He's working on a Kanisha Claw in Colorado, and it's pretty friggin' awesome. Like, it looks really good. So hats off, Anime Frank, because it's looking pretty darn good. So
first franchisee, and he paid $0 for the franchise.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do you want to talk about that at all, David?
No, I don't. I don't want to talk about that. He's my test dummy. He's getting splinters over it, so it's costing him his sanity and some pain.
Okay, first comment. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
First one from Dung Claw Vending. He says, "Do you work with any arcade games? What games are good money makers?" So I'm assuming Dung Claw means newer arcade games, not classic arcade games like I'm into, but. One thing I will say is definitely classic arcade games aren't going to make money on a street route. As far as full-size arcade games, Jonathan, you've dabbled a little bit in some drivers and stuff like that. How do those do for you?
I would 100% recommend that you don't buy used machines off of Facebook Marketplace, because we have shot ourselves in the head about 35 times so far from doing that, and we put more money into them than what they're worth. We ended up starting ordering new machines from Rainey. We've got some Time Crisis shooters. She's got some racers and some other things, because it's a nightmare. Like, we've put in originally, for example, we bought 2 Cruis'n USA Exoticas. So Cruis'n Exotica, and they're solid machines. But since we bought them for $1,200 for the pair. Which is pretty good, and they were in fantastic shape. The guy had his own route. He took extremely good care of them. They had the original monitors, very good shape, and
those probably failed quickly, didn't they?
No, actually, the monitors have been great. We haven't had any issues with them. One board failed on us, and of course, the chip that is on the board, that is the one that's not available anymore. So the only way to fix that board is to buy a board from another machine somewhere out there, and which means you have to buy the whole entire machine to get the board. Like, boards just aren't available on the market. So you end up buying a complete, whether it's stand up or sit down machine, just to pull the board out of it and put it into your nicer machine. Yeah, so there's no parts available for that. So I recommend, if you're going to be buying stuff, there's a lot of programs out there through distributors like Betson, through distributors like Rainey, things like that you can buy products direct from China, or you can buy them from, Betson. But, new racing machines are going to run you, like we were looking at an Asphalt 9 when we were at MBVA last year. It was $25,000 for an Asphalt 9. With 200 dedicated circuit, 220 volts to make it move and do all the stuff that it needed to do, which none of our locations have a 220 volt, because we're not running FECs, we're running routes, so that wouldn't even work where we're doing. So we'd have to buy the one that doesn't move, which is not as exciting. And I really feel like arcade games, unless you're running an FEC, is not where your money's at. And the only reason that people put those types of machines in FECs is to keep people buzzing around the area to play the redemption machines. And in an FEC, it works great, but in a route, not so much. We're running, like you're talking about, stackers, or we run a Perfect 10 or those types of machines. They're never going to perform as well as a claw machine is. And we learned that the hard way. We put a lot of money into arcade games, and if you have a location where they're going to buzz around for a few hours, it's great. Otherwise, don't waste your money. That's our personal opinion. Even if you buy used stuff, you're going to end up spending more or double just fixing it all the time, unless you know how. If you're good at that stuff, great. But we're not, so we're paying some guy to drive out $150, just to come to our location and even look at it, and then he's got to do his work and then drive back. So, it's $600-700 for a visit, and that's just not lucrative for us. So I highly recommend keep with the redemption. 100%. Stay away from arcades unless you have an FEC.
And I know how to fix all that stuff, and you don't see me running any of that kind of stuff on my route because it's just they're a maintenance there.
Who do I call, really Matt? Who do I call when I have a problem? You. Every single time.
It's me, right?
And
exactly.
And in half the time, because it's a failed circuit or something like that, it's not an easy fix where you can even help me on the phone. So that's the worst part, is that if it was an easy fix, then I could see spending the money, but it's just not. At the point where we are with these machines, they're dead in the water without a new board or a new chip I'm not going to go solder chips onto my boards and stuff. Like, that's just not my forte. Sam can do it.
Been there and done that many times.
So I'd recommend, unless you're an FEC or you have a location where you're going to be putting 15-20 machines in a location, stay away from it. If you're doing a small arcade, awesome. But no, 100% no.
Definitely not for a street route.
Yeah. Let's see. Going through these, let's see. Sorry, I'm going through the comments. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Sorry.
All right, this one from, I hope I say this right, Garrick Desh. Says, wondering if any of y'all have any tips for this. I had a location that was doing $200 a week on a mini with just rubber ducks. I went ahead and put in a second machine with Pokeballs. Suddenly, dun, 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 dramatic pause.
Sorry.
Suddenly, sales plummeted to $80 total between both machines for the week. Any tips? I guess, I don't know, Garrick, I don't know if you're still watching. I want to know, though, for that $200, was it like the first or second week the machine was on location?
Yeah.
Because that's what I have a feeling is something that's happening there. It's the honeymoon phase, right? New machine, new players, everyone's excited, playing the machine, winning some ducks. And then, the novelty or the fun kind of wears off just a little bit. And, okay, he says that was week 4. Well, still kind of new, but honestly, like, I feel like, and also, it depends on the time of year, the customers, things like that. Like, I saw a dip in sales in all of my amusement machines between summer ending and the holiday season starting. So, like, that's kind of a slower period for amusement machines, at least in my area. And it's going to vary in every area out there too. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Do you want to go first, David, or do you want me to go?
Yeah. No, like what Matt was saying. There's always a hype where there are people, when you first get your location, your sales are going to be a lot higher. But adding another machine, I could see it boosting it a little bit more. But it also, you guys remember, like, school going back in session and stuff like that. If they were there playing during Thanksgiving weekend before the Thanksgiving and then Black Friday rush, you're talking about probably a lot of kids out of school. They're going to be playing a lot more traffic, more families going out there, and you're probably going to see another big rush here coming soon when kids get out of school again, maybe for a week or two, but then it's going to die back down. It's going to go fluctuate. Like, it's like a heartbeat, just keep beating up and down, keep things fresh, try moving things around if they don't work. But I think having 2 machines is pretty cool. But yeah, keep a close eye on it and see how it does the next few times.
And also, don't be afraid to try some different products. Maybe Pokeballs in the machine aren't the best thing for just a dedicated Pokeball machine, when most of us vend Pokeballs for $1 a piece. So if a lot of people, think that, I can go buy one from a vending machine and guaranteed to get one for $1 rather than play for one and maybe not get one. And I don't know if you have it set on winner every time or anything like that, but it depends on the crowd for sure.
So I have a very, I get really upset with this conversation a lot of times with in the industry, because I really feel like I see that a lot where people place machines at new locations and they run them at 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4. And then after a couple months, when the excitement wears off and stuff, then they increase it to 1 and 8. And I think that's the wrong thing to do. That's my personal opinion. Like, I really feel like this is part of the topic, but kind of off topic. But when you put your machine into a location, the first thing that's going to happen is that everybody's going to be super excited about that machine, and they're going to play the, especially, and they're going to play the crap out of it. And what happens when they're winning all the time, and then all of a sudden you go and switch the ratio and they're not winning anymore? So they're not going to like that very much. So when we place a machine at our new locations, we always run them standard, pretty much is 1 and 8. And once you break the machine in, you're going to have to adjust your ratio a little bit, because your claw and everything will break in a little bit. So you're going to have to go back and see what your ratio is at. But don't put the machine in and run it super like loose, because you're going to end up kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And I really feel like you should be running it at 1 and 8, somewhere around there, and then keep it at that. Like, if you change it up a couple clicks or a couple down clicks, it looks a lot better than if you're running it at 1 and 3 or 1 and 4, and then you go back a month or 2 months later when the machine's kind of, been there for a little while, and you switch it up to 1 and 8, and then nobody's winning anymore, because all these people are putting their tips on there from the restaurant and stuff like that. Like, do not do that to yourself. Like, let it run, and there is an excitement period. So 2 months, I feel, or a month or so, is kind of like they say the honeymoon period with your machine. They're very excited about it. It may be people that come to the restaurant that haven't seen it before, and they're like, oh, I want to play that, and then they'll play it, and you get a lot more play. And then after that, it's going to die down. So what you'll notice, what we've noticed anyways from doing this for a while, is that it'll go super high. It'll crush it for about a month or a month and a half, and then it just dies. And it'll die for about 2 weeks, and then it'll come back up again. And then where it comes back up to after that 2 weeks or so about 6 weeks in to 2 months in, is about what you're going to get every single week, roughly. That's going to be your average. And then like David said, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, which kind of follows his schedule. He said that was after week 4, it died.
Yeah.
And,
yeah,
that's kind of on point.
It happens every single time with every location that we have, and it doesn't matter what it is, what kind of location, whatever. That's what happens. And then you got to remember that January, it dies again. So regardless of, it goes January till the end of February, almost into March, your sales are going to plummet. It's the same way with everybody in the industry, like it always does. And so until you get into March or April almost, then you'll start picking up again. And then it does really good around spring break and that time of thing. And then you'll get into summer, and it's going to die down a little bit more. It'll still stay pretty steady, but it's going to die down a little bit, and then it's going to pick up in the wintertime again, or fall.
Mine actually goes up in the summertime, because we're a heavy tourist destination where I'm at. So
there you go.
We get a lot of people traveling here, so that helps a lot.
That makes sense. So it also depends on where it's at, what the location is, but everybody just dies in January. It doesn't matter what it is, but we've seen it every single year. We look at our numbers. So I was talking to a guy in the Vending Academy today, and we were trying to go over like how to build a spreadsheet of what it is. And Natalie will go through every month. She puts an exact amount of sales for every single machine, and you can see, like David was talking about, it is like seriously like a wavy roller coaster throughout the year, and that's normal, and it's the same every single year. And it may be a little bit here, a little bit there, but like that's the norm, and everybody sees it, unless, like you said, you're in a touristy area, so that makes sense for certain people. But not everybody's by the beach, not everybody's on the edge of the earth where like you are, like we so like we're in California, but we're in the middle of California, we're not on the ocean. So like for us, like we stay pretty steady, throughout the year. But like what's weird is that we thought we were gonna have a great week this week with Christmas and everybody's shopping, and nobody's eating out. They're just not spending the money on food. Last week was astronomically great, and then this week or last week, well, I guess I should say the week before was great, and then this past week just sort of dipped, and there's no reasoning with it. It's just the market. You can't
Well,
really.
I
Yeah.
think I can explain a little bit about that because from what I see, like this time of year, people are Christmas shopping, so they're spending their money on gifts and other items for their friends, family, their children, things like that. They're also going to a lot of different holiday get-togethers with their friends and family and neighbors. I just had one this past weekend myself. So like those are the kind of things that are taking people away from being in a place where they're going to be putting money into your machines. But as there's depending on what type of locations you have, like for me the video game stores is up because people are there shopping for presents or shopping for gifts for their friends and family, kids, things like that. So while they're there, they're playing the machines. But no matter what, it always goes down in January because it's after the holidays. People are tired of doing all the running around and visiting and shopping and all that stuff, so therefore they're not going out as much. And when they do go out, they're being more cost conscious because they just spent all this money on Christmas presents and things like that. So they might have a little bit of debt going on, things like that. But you'll see as January, February, you get through those 2 months, as the weather starts getting nicer, you'll see those sales come back up.
Yep. So, David, there was a question for you. I'm trying to get down to it here. I lost it. I lost the question.
Oh,
Well, here's the
I
first
mean,
one.
there's a lot of comments in there. This one, Waco says hi, David.
oh, hey, what's up? Oh, yeah, that was earlier when I was in the chat, super chatting.
Yes.
And the reason, like, Pokeballs is, I don't feel like what we do with Pokeballs is that we order them from Eva in the Discord. And the reason being is that they're a different caliber than the standard Pokeballs you get like anywhere else. So if you're ordering Pokeballs and they're coming with stickers and stuff inside the Pokeballs, those are a lesser quality Pokeball than what you're going to get from certain suppliers. Ours are very detailed, painted, and extremely detailed, which is a big difference between what you get in the other ones. So we order ours only from Eva. And those are the only, like, as of late, that's the only thing we really order from her, but her level of Pokeball is different. So we feel like we can charge $1 per Pokeball. We run them in the 2-inch bulk machines, and they do extremely well for us. And you've seen them on Matt's electronic bulk machines, and for $1 a piece, they're costing us about 30. I think with shipping, they're 18 cents before shipping. By the time we do shipping and everything, you're close to 25 to 30 cents a piece, depending on how many you order. We usually order them, 2,000 to 4,000 at a time. So, it cuts down the cost as much as we can. But you're still only talking about roughly, let's just say 30 cents per Pokeball, and we're selling them for $1. So we're making 70 cents per Vend, which is pretty insane. And I think they do better on their own. I really don't feel that they do as well like in a machine. We sprinkle a couple in locations that we don't have Pokeball machines on their own. Yeah. But almost every one of our locations now, we're running a bulk machine with Pokeballs in it at almost every one of our locations in a 2-inch bulk machine, just for that reason, because the kids go crazy for the Pokeballs. The displays looks really good, and they just crush it. I mean, compared to stickers or any other kind of bulk, they just do so well. And it's Pokeballs, and for us, we run them at almost every one of our locations, and that's why we did the claw stand with the attachment, so you could put a Pokeball, 2-inch bulk machine on the claw stand, because they do so well for us. So you can do like a sticker machine on one side and a Pokeball machine on the other, because as Matt knows, we spend many late nights watching murder mysteries and whatever, stuffing our Pokemon cards from PA Pokemon pulls, and but we do it for the love of what we do. So I think that sprinkling a couple in the machine is cool, but I don't think they get the wow factor as much as like people feel like it's a special thing when they're in their own machine versus just kind of sprinkled into the machine, because to me they don't look as special as when they're in a 2-inch bulk machine on their own. So maybe that's the way to vend them. There's plenty of places you can get 2-inch bulk machines and put them onto the side, or you can do our claw stand with the attachments, which we haven't even talked about. The giveaway, which we need to talk about that too. But I think separate is way better than in the machine, and I think they'll go a longer ways too. But I don't know what your machine's doing, Matt and David, on your Pokeballs, but we're averaging, $50 to $100, a week in Pokeballs alone in our locations, besides what the claw machines are doing.
So lately, my electronic bulk vending machines have just been empty of Pokeballs. I mean, Clawmania Vending says that they're printing money. Yes, they're printing money. I mean, you'll see it. Like I said, I just filmed that video today. We got to the game store and there was like only a few Pokeballs left. I had to go and fill it all the way up. So luckily my next order will be here soon. So that's a good thing. And cause I'm out. So there's that, but,
And for those of you, you can't afford, the bulk electronic bulk machines are friggin' awesome. Like they're great. Mm-hmm. For those of you who can't afford it, you can get a 2-inch bulk machine, pretty inexpensive. And start that way, and then work your way up to use the money you make from the Pokeball, the 2-inch bulk, to buy yourself an electronic bulk machine, and then upgrade to that location. And the location is gonna be super excited about you upgrading their location, and then you take that bulk machine and move it to another spot, and then build that one up, and then buy yourself an electronic bulk machine, and work your way up. And I think a lot of people feel like they need the biggest and the baddest in the industry and be as cool as everybody else, and it's really about growing at your own pace. And like you said it in the intro video, David did, you did, and all of us did. Like, just take your time. If you're in an area, you got to remember you're only in that area, and so you only need to grow as fast as that area needs to grow. Like, you don't need to feel like you need to be 300 locations in 2 weeks. Like, it's just not that stressful, like, take your time and grow when you feel comfortable. So
yeah, I mean, I started with one used full line drink vending machine. I think I bought it for like $500 or $600, and that single machine has catapulted all this. I mean, I think other than that, other than the initial $500 or $600 plus the inventory, I've just been taking the profits and reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting, and that's what's allowed me to grow since then.
Would you talk about the Discord for us and talk about the giveaway? And I'm going to just take a quick break real quick because I'm old.
Am I sharing the right screen? I don't even know at this point.
I don't know. You're not there.
Let me stop share.
Okay.
Let me start over on the share.
There we go.
All right. So this is the Discord. And right now I'm in the NBVA 2025 room where I'm showing off our group photo from the NBVA 2024 show. And like I'm asking you guys, do you guys think we can over exceed, or we can beat last year's results? Can we get an even bigger group picture for NBVA 2025 than we did in 2024? I hope we can. I think we can. And I think the closer we get, the more hype everyone's going to be. But that's not why we're here to talk about NBVA 2024 or 2025. For this section, we're talking about the giveaway. And if you guys didn't know, Mr. Jonathan Howard himself is sponsoring the giveaway this time around, giving up some great prizes from the Howard Hospitality Group. I want to say, I don't know the total number of advertising screens, but there's going to be some advertising screens, as well as none other than a claw stand with the bulk vending arms. And what we want to do is show you guys how easy it is to enter this giveaway. So all you need to do is be a member of the Discord. If you're already a member, you're probably already registered anyway, but here is where you will go. So on the left-hand side, you'll see all these different tabs, and these are all the Discord tabs. So what we do is we go up here to this section with a little rocket ship. It says giveaway Howard Hospitality Group. If you click on that, it's going to take you over to the giveaway link. And it's just a simple button right here. You click on that button, it says enter. That's going to take you to a form to fill out. And once you fill out that form, you submit it, and then you are entered to win. Looks like it's going to be one of the claw stands with the bulk arms on it.
Yes.
And let's see.
Correct.
And some advertising screens. Right? How many advertising? 4 total advertising
4.
screens? Is that what it is?
I'm opening them right now.
Oh, geez. I was like, what are you doing over there?
I'm opening
People
the
on the
boxes right now.
people on the podcast would be like,
So-
"Does Jonathan have the guacamole?"
I gotta show you
dip
guys
in it?"
these. Yeah, so these are like, it's so cool. So let me. So anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just telling people how to enter the giveaway.
Okay. I don't know if you can basically. Oh, hold on 1 second.
Make yourself big.
So, okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
I know.
Real pro. Straight pro.
Real
That's
pro.
right.
Look at that. So
Everyone listening, he is Jonathan is showing off the custom Howard Hospitality Group box.
you know what I'm
the
wondering?
Howard
Like,
Hospitality
these look
Group.
very big. I'm wondering if he sent me 15-inch. If we should give away. Let me see what size these are. They might be
Let's look at the-
15-inch.
Let's look at the
Hold on a
packaging
second.
because the packaging could be extra.
Dude, no, these are 15 inches. So we're not just giving away 10-inch advertising screens. Look. Oh my God, these are 15 inches. He sent me. Oh,
The big one.
the
As
big
Sid
one
from Toy Story would say, remember? Remember
Yep.
when he pulls out that
on
backpack, he's
Toy Story.
like, the big one. Yes.
So yeah, so you get 15-inch advertising screens. Man, how cool is that? So yeah, so no more 10-inch, 15-inch advertising screens.
Claw Mania
Howard House-
Vending. Let me see your comment there. It says,
Okay, hold on a second.
this giveaway does not allow for daily entries. That's right. One entry. One entry is all you need, right?
Yep, 1 entry.
One entry.
Oh, these are sweet. So yeah, and then like for those of you who have asked, so what's different with our screens than anybody else's is that they come with the attachments to plug them directly into your machine. So you don't have to run like a separate power plug and all that kind of stuff. They plug directly into your machine. And so we'll send you the right adapter for whatever machine you have. But yeah, these are sweet. So let me see what else. I don't know. I got 2 of these in a box, and then I don't know what's in the other box. So maybe he sent me the bigger ones. Maybe he was being nice. So for those of you who don't know, we spent almost a year and a half or 2 years testing all the different screens that were out there. We bought about 30 of them from Amazon, and none of them did everything that we wanted them to do. And so finally we found one that was kind of close to what we wanted and found out who made it, the company in China that made it. And I reached out to them and said, hey, is there a way to make it do like these other features that we wanted to do? And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, a lot of people would really benefit from that. And he's like, what are you doing with them? And I sent him the pictures, and he's this young guy that's an engineer for this company. And he's like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen, And I'm like, yeah, like people really are excited about it. So he's like, well, let's custom build one. So we've got the 15-inch, the 10-inch. They've added a remote control because Rainey just built boxes for the tops of her machines that you can put the 10-inch machines in, or the 10-inch screens on the top of her Mega Minis. And then we've got one that's coming out at the end of the month that is as thin as a tablet. So if you wanted to mount them inside and not on top with the boxes, you can do that. And they've just been a great company. And he was just nice enough to send me nicer ones than what I thought I was getting. So, yeah. So like you see, they're custom made for us. They're different than what you're gonna find anywhere else. They're higher quality than what you're gonna find. We looked around and tested all different kinds, and we've been running them for about 2 years in our machines, and they've helped us gain locations. They've helped us all kinds of ways. So yeah, very cool. So I got 2 15-inch. I have to look at the other box and see what's in there, but they might all be 15-inch. I'll go grab the other one and open it too and see. But you guys might get 15-inch instead of 10-inch, which is very cool. So anyways, sorry.
The prize just got better.
Yeah. So, but back to the Discord, please join. For those of you who need help with stuff, we'll talk about the Vending Academy here in a little bit too. We've been helping a lot of people get going and and David and you have both been instrumental in that, and same with Jen and getting people going. We didn't talk about the ticket giveaways or the ticket sales that we got to do for MBVA. We got a ton of stuff to talk about. So, anyways, so yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Oh, that was it. That was all there was.
Okay. Let me go back. We have a super chat I need to cover. Hold on 1 second.
We missed a super chat. Oh, from Waco's Car Wash and Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More. Wow. Okay. Messed up my line that time. It's a $2 super chat. He says the gas prices are $2.24. Well, Waco, you could have almost bought a gallon of gas with that super chat. So thank you for that.
Yeah, if you're paying what we're paying.
Mine are still around $2.69 here.
Ooh, I think they're 15-inch also. So, yeah, they are. Oh, sweet. Okay. So, 4 15-inch Howard Hospitality advertising screens. So, not 10-inch. They're all 15-inch. Upgrade. So, you guys get 15-inch advertising screens for the giveaway. So we'll give away 4 of those and the new claw stand with the attachments, so you could attach your bulk machine and put your Pokeballs on it, which is very cool. So exciting, very cool. All right, there you go. There you have it. Should we talk about the tickets? Let's talk about MVVA overall.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the ticket sales, because I need to sell 20 tickets tonight. That's the goal. So
sure. All right. So, kind of like what we're talking about there in the Discord. The NBVA show is coming up. A couple months away still, but it's coming up. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen here for everyone.
I've got the membership screen too.
You've got the membership screen? Okay.
Yeah. So when you get done with yours.
Okay. So, what we encourage everyone to do is to join us for this show, March 18th through the 20th, 2025, Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Westgate Hotel and Casino in the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is by far the best show for what we do. So, bulk vending, claw machines, street operators in general. This is going to be the best things for you to see. IAPA is great. Don't get me wrong. You get to see great machines. But this show is more geared towards us, where IAPA is a little bit more geared towards FECs, amusement parks, things like that. This show is more geared for us. This is definitely my favorite show out of all of them. And what we want to talk about tonight, and what we'll be talking about week after week up until March, is getting you guys interested in going, wanting you to come join us, hang out with us, see all this cool stuff, join the NBVA, because it's definitely a very valuable thing. So, Jonathan, you want to kind of walk us through the whole membership piece of the NBVA?
Yeah. So for people that don't understand how NBVA works and the show works, so the best way to look at it is that the conference is separate from the show. So when you're talking about going to the show, it's different. You can buy a show ticket and go to the floor and just go to the show if you want to, and that's completely separate from MBVA. MBVA is a membership for the entire year, and what the MBVA gets you is membership to the National Bulk Vendors Association. They're trying to do more things in the fact that they're doing more videos, more live streams, and they have people in the industry fighting for what's important to your business. So they have people in the political realm that are working on helping you to be able to, like Matt has the problem of in his state of paying fees for his machines, but there's a whole federal version of that goes on every single year for vendors. And so this is where you want to belong to a basically a group that can help you fight for your rights as a vendor. And so that's what the National Bulk Vendors Association is about. Is they've been representing the bulk vending industry since like 1950, I think it is. And so you want somebody on your side so you can help to get the product that you want, the machines that you want, know where to go and get all the stuff that you want to do. And then when you actually go to this actual show, what a lot of people don't understand is that it's not just the NBVA that are at this show. So this show is the National Bulk Vendors Association. It's the AMOA, which is the Amusement Music Operators Association. I don't know what it stands for. I'm really bad at that. But this is the AMOA. It is the you're going to have billiards and pool table, or billiards and darts and that kind of section into it. Also, you're going to have laser tag conference that's also there. And so all of these things are at this show. So whether you own an FEC or if you're just like us, which we own we're route operators that do claw machines and bulk and and all the stuff that we do. We can go to a show that covers all that. But the difference between this show and others is that it's a smaller field. So when you go to like IAPA or those types of shows, it is so huge that, just our section alone, they separate it into colors because our section is one department, and really you don't need to venture out from our section because that's what's important to us. So whether you're a amusement park that needs to worry about carnival rides, or you're an actual carnival that needs to worry about plush, like in a large scale, or carnival machines, or you're doing bouncing houses or whatever, that's kind of what IAPA is about, is larger scale stuff, where MBVA and the AMOA conference is a smaller scale version of that, but in a good way. So you can go and hang out with all the vendors that you're going to want to do business with on a personal level. And it's a very small feel, which is really nice. So you're still going to have Sega. You're still going to have, all these large companies that are going to be there. But their focus is towards, large to small vendors versus just large and huge vendors. So it's kind of a really cool show to go to, and it feels a lot more personal. And I think that the section for MBVA is even more personal, and that's where you'll kind of end up hanging out most of the time, is in the MBVA section. And what that means is that that's where your Flatline's going to be, your All-Star Vending, S&M Vending, all these companies that you're going to be buying most of your product from throughout the year. Hanging out with those people in one small area is kind of where you'll be hanging out most of the time. Candy machines, Rainy's going to be there this year, which is super exciting. So she'll have her Mega Minis there this year, so you get to see those in person and hang out and talk to her, which is very cool. But I wanted to kind of go over what I wanted to do is kind of differentiate for you guys to understand that people asked us in the Discord, because I posted this in the Discord, and they're like, well, wait a minute, you have to pay for the membership and then you got to pay for the show. Well, they're two separate things. You're going to a show and a conference. It's not one big group together. So they're two separate things. So you have the AMOA and MBVA conference, and then you have the actual membership to MBVA. But what's cool about what you get for the MBVA membership versus, like, if you were to join as an AMOA member, you're going to pay almost triple the price and be going to seminars based on stuff that probably doesn't relate to your business. It's going to be mostly FECs, larger scale stuff, where we're more smaller scale route operators, and that's where you're going to want to be focused on. You're going to go and see Vend do a conference on marketing her machines, and then we did a seminar last year on our growth as a small business. So you get to, and then Joseph did a conference or a seminar on because he goes out and actually finds locations for people. So he did one on finding locations. So you get to really go and get the important information that you need from a small to medium-sized operator standpoint. And I think that that's what's so important with MBVA versus doing it on the AMOA side. So to kind of break this down, so like what you're going to see is that your membership, so you guys know, is different than the conference. So like if you have two different levels of operators, there is actually a third level of operator, but most of us in where we are is probably going to be operator 1 or operator 2. And the difference being is that the amount of machines that you're going to have. So most of us are going to be operator 1 or operator 2, but the difference being is that down below you'll see the badges. So new members get badges for $75 each at pre-registration and on site. So no matter whether you sign up before or on site, you're going to pay $75 for the show. So that is separate from your membership. So you get to choose from one of the top 2 choices of what level operator you are. But what you get for operator 2, which is what I recommend for most people to do, because what you get with it is that you get, so you'll notice down below it says operator 2 and 3, they get 2 free badges. So if you and your wife are going to go to the show, you would end up paying $100 per badge anyways, plus the $150 for the membership. So you end up spending more to do it that way. Whereas if you did an operator 2, you would end up saving yourself $50. So that's kind of the way that I kind of try to explain to people. If you guys have questions, let me know. But if you're looking at non-members, they pay $150 for pre-registration per badge, but they don't get any of the other parts. So what you get as a member is that when you arrive the first day, you sign up and you go and you pick up your badge. You get to go to the seminars that happen all day on Tuesday. And those seminars are all day long. It goes to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You get breakfast, you get lunch, and you go to all the seminars. So you get all the education that's included with that. So if you were to go out and eat in Vegas for breakfast and lunch, you would probably end up spending $100 for the day, knowing Vegas, for 2 of you to go to eat in Vegas. So right there already, you've almost paid for your membership just the first day. Then that night, when it's all said and done, you have a break from about 2 to maybe 2 or 3 o'clock till about 5 or 6 o'clock. And then there's actually it's an all-industry dinner, is what they call it.
All-industry gala. It's not just a
all
dinner. It's
gala.
like a party. It is like a party.
Yeah. So basically, all the people from the AMOA side and the laser tag side and the billiard side and the dart side and all those people all come together with the MBVA people. We all go to one big giant room. There's music, live music, appetizers, all kinds of stuff. And so you get a free dinner and you get to go hang out, and that's all free. So already the first day, pretty much for the 2 of you, you've probably pretty much paid for your membership just in food. And that's the way I look at it. And from what I remember, the first night is not open bar. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think they were pretty inexpensive drinks, but I don't think it was covered, right? I don't think it was open bar.
I can't remember. I don't remember if I got a drink or not, but I feel like I don't remember.
Really drink, so.
I don't remember paying for a drink at any drink that was inside.
I remember there was
room.
tickets flying around. I think that they were for drinks, and so people from the industry, whether they were handing out drink tickets, and I don't think we paid. I mean, we don't really drink, so it didn't matter anyways. But most of your drinks are kind of covered anyways, just from hanging out with the right people and just being in the room. And you're hanging out with the people from Sega. You're hanging out with the people from Bandai and Namco. You're hanging out with all these people in one big giant room with all the big players doing your thing. And it's a nice wheeling dealing kind of dinner. And then the next day is breakfast in the morning. And then you're off to the show. So you get a free breakfast the following morning. So you already paid for your membership. It's fantastic. And then that evening, you come back after the show and there's a dinner after that. And so
dinner and awards.
Yep, awards dinner that night. So I really feel like don't worry about the cost of membership because it ends up being paid for 100%. And it pays for itself 100%. And then you're in the room with the right people and you're hanging out and you get to kind of have some say. There's also a board meeting for MBVA that goes on that you can attend. Give your input on what you feel is going on in the industry. It's the people that make all the decisions for MBVA and for a lot of the stuff that happens in the industry. You can go hang out and watch that and give your input for that. So there's a lot of really important stuff that happens while we're there that you should attend, and I feel like you can have some say in what goes on in the industry. And then the night of the awards dinner is when Jen goes around and she hands out the lists of committees. So as part of MBVA, there's a seminar committee, there's a scholarship committee, there's all these different committees that help kind of create, like there's a conference committee. So from what you learned from me at the conference, like you could join that committee and help kind of, direct where we go the following year, which is pretty cool. And it's all your own time and whatever, but really there's only a few meetings a year and we get together and we talk about stuff and what improvements you'd like to see. So you can actually create the kind of organization that you want to create. And I think that that's pretty cool in a small environment, which I think is pretty awesome. So, but that's kind of how the membership works. Remember that it's separate. If you were to go there and just show up and buy, tickets just to go to the show, you'd be paying for $150 per badge. So you'd be paying $300 just to go to the show. And that's what I don't think people understand, is that when they see that you do the membership, but you get a badge and it's separate, but you'd be paying a lot more if you weren't a member. So it's better to do the membership. So anyways, I kind of wanted to point that out. So, anyways, and then I want to talk about the scholarship and tickets, because I need to sell, and I haven't seen you guys go in there. Usually in the comments, I get people buying tickets already, and I don't see any ticket sales in here. So what's the deal?
I get it. It's still pretty early. And a lot of people probably don't know exactly how the tickets work. So maybe let's talk about that. Okay. And then do you want to jump over to my screen and I can kind of give a high-level overview of kind of what we're looking at here. So there's some inception going on there for everyone.
Wow.
Is it not? Are you sharing my screen now? Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. That's the problem. All right. Let me stop share. Let me reshare. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I was sharing the wrong screen. All right. So this is the floor layout for the NBVA section of the AMOA Amusement Showcase. So we'll break this down. We'll talk about the tickets, and then I'll show you the big picture too. So basically, like I said, this is the NBVA section of the AMOA show. And long story short, like I said, this is where I spend most of my time with the show. Sure, I go around and I check everything else out, but this is where all the people I want to talk to always are. So as you can see, we've got some well-known names here. We've got candymachines.com. We've got Pipeline Games. We've got A&A Global. We've got All-Star Vending, SSM Vending, Flatline Vending, all the names that you've heard us say before, because that's who we shop with a lot of times. But you'll also notice there's a table or a section here labeled NBVA. And this is actually the section for actual NBVA members and whatnot. And this is where all the ticket prize things are going to be. And you may wonder, these tickets we keep talking about, how do they work? What are they? What do they do? So basically they are raffle tickets, basically. And the way they work is there's a whole display, a smorgasbord, so to speak, of prizes. I mean, so many prizes, so many great prizes. And then for each ticket that you buy for $5, you can, it's like you write your name on one side and then you got ticket numbers on that match on both. You rip the perforated edge and you can put your tickets in for those prizes. And basically on the second day of the show, they draw tickets for each one of those prizes. And, if you can only make it to the show the first day, or even if you can't make it to the show at all, you can still participate in this. So what we're saying is buy some tickets from Jonathan. Jonathan will very graciously fill out your ticket for you. He will contact you from the show, FaceTime or video call or whatever works for you, so you can see the prizes. You can tell him which containers you want your tickets put into. And if you win, they will call, and I'm guessing the prizes just get shipped to you. Is that right, Jonathan?
Yeah, so
Or
there's
no?
certain prizes that you have to be on location for because they're larger prizes that they want you to take home. But that's only like one or two or three prizes if I remember correctly. So it'd be like a candy machine or whatever it may be that you take home
Right.
with you in a box. Everything else is pretty much able to be shipped to you, and there's everything from small stuff. There's boxes of plush. There's Nyax readers. There's, I mean, all kinds of different things. Plus, there's the cash for the grand drawing. So, and that's why we need to sell as many tickets as we can. And I think that what a lot of people don't understand is that this is a scholarship drawing. So, MBVA every single year supports students that submit their information to MVVA. Usually it's vendors that have kids that are in the industry that they want them to get help with college, and they give them money every single year to go to college and to pay for their books and all kinds of stuff like that. And they do this every single year. So that's what this is for. It's not just money to go to MBVA. This is for their scholarship foundation. So the $20 in tickets that we're trying to sell tonight, it goes to a kid. It doesn't go to MBVA. It goes to help a kid to go to college and to pay for the stuff that they need to pay for. So make sure you guys understand that when you're doing this, it's not really. And we'd love to sell $50 or $60 every week in tickets, but the idea is that it's going to help children and students go to school, and that's what it's about. So if you have children and you're in this industry and you want them to go to college, at some point, like, this is what you want to support because it is your industry. This is what you're about. So help the MBVA support the kids and go to college. That's what this is for. So
Totally.
yeah.
So here's that big picture I was talking about. So remember I showed you what the NBVA section looks like. Well, here is the NBVA section for the whole floor plan for the AMOA amusement show. So if I zoom in onto that, you'll see basically what everything's looking like. So up here is
There it
the
is.
NBVA scholarship booth. So
David,
that
you
is
see it?
where
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
prize tickets will be, right against the wall,
Look at there's
right
Rainey's.
out,
Yeah.
right off this main hallway here. Yes, there
Yep.
is a rainy section there, pipeline, candy machines, A&A Global, Flatline, All-Star, SSM. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to spend the most of my time. And honestly, this is the first time I'm taking a look at the map for the 2025 Amusement Showcase floor. So I haven't looked at it yet. So let's take a look and see who all's going to be there. I know some of these names we did see recently at IAPA, like Moss Distributing, Comuse, Sega. Let's see, Unis. We actually had a great conversation with a guy from Unis. Remember Jonathan back at the hotel?
Yeah, which is a good
That was quite funny.
off live conversation with anybody who wants to know
Yes.
about that conversation.
It was funny.
But real quick, so people know, like they may not be familiar with a lot of these names, and I
Yeah.
think that when you go to the show, you can kind of then understand. If you saw our walkthrough video, like Moss Distributing, they may not know what Moss Distributing is, but if you're looking to purchase machines from several different distributors, so like you wanted, a Need for Speed Racer, and you wanted, something else, like they actually will order those products for you, put them in a package, and then offer you financing and stuff to get them distributed to your location as kind of like a Betson or something like that. So a lot of these people you may not recognize, but if you've been in the industry a while, you'll know a lot of the names, and then it'll make sense. And everything that you'd want is here. Like, it is insane the amount of stuff that's here. So go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, I just, like I said, I was kind of reviewing who all is going to be there. Some other names that stand out: Elout, LAI, Andamiro, Coastal, IT, Stern Pinball, Jet Games, Apple Industries, which we did take some pictures in their photo booths. They were really cool
Yeah.
at IAPA. So, yeah, guys, there's going to be so much great things to see. A lot
So if
of,
you could zoom out real quick, can you zoom
Yeah,
out a little
cool.
bit on it?
Yeah.
So, and then kind of center it for me. So what you'll notice is, like, do you see the whole green section in the middle? And the reason that they separate these into groups is because there's so many like we said before, so it's not just the AMOA, which is most of your section on the left. So that's the amusement section that's on the left. And then you have MBVA, which is the pink section that's up there. So you have amusement on the left, MBVA towards the top middle. And then right here where the green is, that is all your billiard, dart games, and stuff like that is in the middle. So they're part of the show. And a lot of people don't realize that there's so many different shows going on at one time. So it's not just an amusement conference. It's not just an MBVA conference. It's an amusement, billiard, dart, MBVA. And then there's laser tag usually too, which I don't know if you can zoom in somewhere to show the laser tag section, but usually laser tag's part of.
So I know like this whole section to the right, there's a little bit of everything over here. So I know I saw
it's more amusement.
So there's some of it's amusement, but not all of it over here.
Yeah, I don't see where the laser tag section is. So there's a VR section. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Another Unis. U.S. Funds over here. S&B is over here.
Look at that. So Good Stuff's over there. Kiosoft's over there. So this is part of our section also. For those of you who are in the Discord and in the industry, like this is the section you're going to want to check out because look at Good Stuff's over there, Kiosoft's there, like you said, Unis is there, Nyack's right there. You can see them underneath 1727. Their booth is right there. So this is a section that you're going to want to go see also. And it's weird that they're separated off to the far right, but it's also
it was just
part
like this
of
last year. Though it was just like this. It's like they use billiards to just kind of split the floor, but then everything you want to see. I honestly think the reason why they do that, it's probably in the contract that the billiard section gets the middle because I'm guessing most people there aren't as interested in the billiards, so they make you walk through it to get to the other side.
Well, the past 2 years they've been off on an upper level. Remember, they were off to the side. Remember,
no, they were there. They were there last year.
But they weren't in the middle, though. They were off to the... Yeah. Oh, they were? So maybe the first year. Maybe when you went... The first year we went, they were actually off to the side, in their own section off to the side.
Yeah, 2 years ago, they weren't. Last year, they were. Because
okay.
You could see it in my walkthrough video. But one question, and I don't know if anyone tried, but there were other shows going... Because, I mean, this convention center is huge. So this... is only one section of the convention center. I think there was a second floor above us, and I feel like there was something even below us too, because when we came in, I think we had to go up one level to this, but I think there was two other shows I remember, and I thought about seeing if my pass would get me into them just to walk around because they sounded cool. One was a pizza show, all about pizza. Yeah, and the other was a bartender and bar equipment show. I thought that might have been cool too.
So if you zoom in like where Rainey's booth is on 801 right there, to give people an idea of how big this is. So her booth is a 10 by 20. So that's 20 feet long, her booth right there, to give you an idea. So it looks like Pipeline's game is at least 20, or their booth is at least 20 foot wide by probably 40 foot long.
I was thinking 60.
50,
yeah, it's almost 20 by 60. So that gives you an idea of how big this showroom is. Like, it's insanely big. So these are big booths. Yeah, very cool. Nice.
Yes.
So it looks like we already sold 5 tickets. I need to sell more, guys. So Keith Arnold, looks like he bought 5 more tickets. So I need to sell at least 5 more by the end of the broadcast. So please post it in the comments, and then I'd like to sell more if possible. Remember, it goes to the Scholarship Foundation. It doesn't go to MBVA. It goes to their scholarship for the kids for college. So it's a good cause, and it definitely helps the kids to help them pay for all their books and stuff. And as we know, our oldest son is going to be going to Santa Barbara City College, and it's not cheap. And that's their city college, not Santa Barbara University. So we know how much this stuff costs. So
looks like Zooks has a question. Wants to know, are there any show deals from the booths? Yes.
Oh my God, tons.
Yeah, there usually is.
Obviously, I can't speak for each individual exhibitor for them, but I know like most of them will have show specials on machines if you're local or if you've driven in. A lot of them too will have show specials on products. I try to load up on my plush. and other things at these shows, because a lot of places will give free shipping or free freight, they call it. So you'll save a bunch of money in shipping by ordering from the shows if that person or that company is offering that as a show special. Not everyone does.
I think Rainey's already sold out.
She's already pre-sold.
Yeah, someone in the Discord, I don't know if they're serious or not, they said they're buying everything that she has on the floor.
That's probably just talk, but yeah, you never know. I fortunately cannot buy any machines from the NBVA show since I fly in.
Yeah. No, you can't. I can bring it home. You can buy any machine you want.
Buy it for David.
Buy it for David, right? Put it in Kanichikla.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel discriminated. You can buy whatever you want.
I'll wait for the next IAPA show, I guess, or I'll just order it and pay for shipping.
I would like an over the edge if you don't mind spending $10K.
Unis would like you to buy an over the edge also.
Oh yeah,
it's 12K. It's 12K, David, not 10K. It's 12K.
Well, I thought the show
plus shipping.
Isn't there the mini version now though? I mean,
there is 6K. Yeah, 6K.
So that's not bad.
Yeah,
think about your ROI. I mean, that won't take that long.
No, it would be really good in the arcade. So I need you guys to go pitch in. Come on, chop.
I'm trying to find these slides.
Vending says how much are tickets and how do we buy them? You want to go over that real quick?
Yeah, $5 per piece. So each ticket's $5, and then you can just tell me how many you want and send it. You can either send us a message here in the chat, or you can message us on our website at howardhospitality.com. You can hospitalitygroup.com. You can just send a message that you want some tickets, and then I can do either Venmo or Zelle, and you can just send it, and then I will fill out your tickets. Natalie's keeping a really nice spreadsheet of everybody's tickets and how much they bought. And so the goal is to sell. We want to sell 200 tickets by the show. That's our goal. So to help the kids. So if we can do 10 per week or more, we'd really like to sell at least maybe another 20 more before the end. We got about 15 minutes left. But just message us and we'll get you tickets, no problem. And I'll take care of everything for you guys, so you don't have to do anything. It's really simple. So.
And it looks like my previous conversation may have confused Neon Starship. Let's go ahead and address that real quick. Dunclaw Vending says they will take 5. But Neon Starship says, wait, so question. You can't buy machines at the NBVA if you can't ship them yourself. Like, take it home? I'm confused. So, long story short, when I was talking about taking the machines myself, I was referring to buying floor model machines because they have machines that are on display. Most of them are for sale. And if you purchase a floor model machine, then you are responsible for transporting it away from the floor when the show's over.
Yeah. And it's a nightmare.
Each place might, it's not fun. Each place might have a separate special or a discounted price or something when you're ordering a machine that needs to be shipped to you. I've never seen a place offer free shipping for machines in those situations. Usually it's a discounted price or, so much off of the machine, but that's where you'll want to talk to each vendor and see what their show specials are.
You'll notice, like, if you go to the pipeline booth, they run show specials at their booth every single year. And so they got pretty hefty discounts on their machines. So they really want to. So what they'll have is stuff that's in their inventory that they want to move. They'll put those on special for the show, or new things that they're trying to really promote. They'll put on discount, and so you get really great prices on their machines. You still got to pay for shipping. It doesn't save them any money to save you shipping. I mean, they got to pay the same amount. Most of these distributors are not upcharging their shipping. Like, shipping just costs what it costs. It's normally about $300 per machine to ship a machine, roughly. It just depends on size and stuff, but you can average that's about what it costs. And then their costs on top of that are even higher because of damage they may have or other issues or packaging or the stuff that they need to do. So to try to say from a distributor that you're you want them to save you shipping or packaging. Don't even try that to them, because their costs in getting these products to you is so high that's really where they lose. They don't lose on or win on the shipping. It's not like you see on eBay where it's like you buy a $10 product and it's $30 shipping because they're upcharging the shipping. It's not like that on machines. Like, it's $300 to ship a machine roughly, because that's their cost. It's not an upcharge. And I worked for a company for a little while, for about almost 8 or 9 months, and it cost us more to ship the machines than what we were making, to pay ourselves back for the shipping. So stay away from the shipping. Try to save money on upgrades on the machines, on the products they put in the machines. So what kind of DBAs you're going to put in them, what kind of coin mix you're going to put in them, that kind of stuff. And then, and on the machine itself, but don't try to judge or try to save money on the shipping, because it doesn't help them. They're not going to work with you on that. It's like when you go to a dealership, and certain things they can discount and certain things they can't. Shipping is not something that they can help you with. If you see free shipping promos, jump on it, but it's usually on product more than it is on machines, because the machines themselves do not save any money on shipping products. Machines to you. It's a nightmare. And then they're horrible at handling the machines and getting them to the people, so they end up with a lot of problems with that too. So anyways, go ahead, David. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was trying to just butt in on that. My wife really loved those llamas, and since we didn't go to IAPA, you think Pipeline's going to bring some llamas to their floor this time?
The alpacas? I don't know.
The alpacas?
Yeah, the alpaca
I tell you what,
llamas.
it was genius though. They had a line around their booth the whole time.
Yeah,
I liked it. I was like, I had to pause that when I saw that in the videos, and I was like, look it. And I got my wife. My wife, she was so excited about them, and it made me want to buy one of their minis, honestly. And I don't even, that
was a genius marketing by them, 100%. Yeah,
definitely,
100%. So, but yeah, so try to save. You'll see, it's a great time to save on shipping with product. Not so much shipping with machines, but on prices of the machines, 100%. You can save a ton of money on that. If you buy floor models, you save even more. But getting them out of there and to your location is a nightmare. I mean, they've got people that are there. What's the word I'm looking for? The union reps that are there with the people. Like, you can't touch the machines. They need to be packaged and put together by them, and then you got to sit and wait for them to get them out to the area where you can actually pick them up. And so it's like a 4 or 5 hour process by the time you actually get the machine loaded into your vehicle. Luckily, Matt, you had yours with IAPA last year where they were small enough you could wheel them out yourself, but most of the stuff, you don't even get to touch it until they have it out where the loading dock is, and there's 5,000 people waiting to load their stuff up. So it's honestly, depending on what your time's worth, it cannot be worth
even
it.
Still, like, because IAPA last year, I took home an electronic bulk running machine and a mini claw machine. And even like wheeling them out to the car, you can't just drive your SUV or your truck up and like load. No, you got to like wheel everything all the way out to the end of the parking lot where everyone's parked. And Keith said he had to wait 4 hours to get his machine out, but like I was lucky. I was able to carry, and I'm using air quotes to say carry my machines out there. But still, like getting them to load them up was challenging. Very challenging. Jonathan's leaving us.
Sit down and everything?
Yeah, sit down.
Is Amelia jumping in?
Just for a second, I'm just going to say hi.
You can see the camera.
Hi,
Hi, Amelia.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you,
What's
too.
for you? How are things going with cheer and vending and all that good stuff for you?
Pretty good. Cheer's been good, too. Well, one of my teams. The other one's a little.
Jonathan kind of gave us a little high-level overview of some of the issues you were having.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that's happening.
Well, it's just like some people aren't showing up, and it's their first year doing it, so it's kind of like not really professional, and so we just don't really like it because they don't really know what they're doing. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well,
You're
hopefully
looking older,
things
too.
with that piece of it gets better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where Jonathan went.
He's I'm glad he's using the stationary microphone because he probably ran to the bathroom. If I know Jonathan,
Probably. It's okay.
or
I don't know where he is.
or it's been a while since he spilled his coffee. Maybe he went to go get a coffee to spill it for us.
You gonna spill your coffee?
No.
Are you sure?
No coffee spilled tonight. Bye, Amelia. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, Amelia.
Sorry. She was walking by, so I made her say hi. Are you still there? Okay.
Yes, we didn't wrap the show up yet, but we've
Okay,
only
good.
got a few minutes, so we will be wrapping the show up shortly. So, guys, get your orders in for some tickets for the NBVA. Like I said, there are some really, really great prizes. And not only are some of the prizes like a whole order of plush from All Star Vending, or you might see, I want to say there were some designer handbags, luxury watches, like trips. Like there's all kinds of stuff that people donate to this scholarship fund that you can win, or you can put your tickets in for to win. I want to say like some of the things that caught my eye last year. There were a lot of plush packages from all the different vendors, which was really cool. So I put a lot of my tickets in for those. But I want to say there was like multiple boxes of like baseball trading cards or football trading cards, which I thought were really cool. I want to say there were some watches or jewelry or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember what else there was? Like what caught your eye? Because I remember
There was over. I mean, it was close to 100 items, I think, total, like around the
It was a
thing.
lot.
And
It was
it was a
overwhelming.
ton of stuff. And I still have 10 tickets to sell. So you guys need to jump on this. Contact me even after the live stream. And I wanted to they're $5 a piece. So they're really inexpensive. And thank you, Keith, for buying another 5. We appreciate it. And so if you guys can please contact me and order tickets. So I know a lot of people can't make it to the live stream. So if you're listening to this on the podcast or you're watching it later on, please contact us. You can find a way to contact us on our website, and please buy tickets. But I also Jen wanted me to talk about the Vending Academy real fast, if I could pull it up. Let me see if I can find, where is it? There it is. So, because we've had such a big response to this, and she wanted me to touch on it real quick before we went. But we are meeting every single week. I try to do one on Thursdays nights, and then she does one on Monday mornings. I know David's working on some content that he's creating for the Vending Academy. Matt's working on some stuff. He has some plans for some stuff that he's working on. But the idea behind the Vending Academy is to help people that are getting in the industry and work on the plan from the beginning to the end. So no matter what stage you are in your business and what you're working on, we can help you with that process and getting to, whether it's growing to another level or just getting started or whatever it may be. A lot of people, we're happy to talk to you. You don't have to pay to have a conversation with us. We do offer that service, all 4 of us, to have one-on-one consultations, but we're happy to have a phone call with you to get you to answer some questions and do the stuff that we're doing. But we really just want to help people. And the idea behind the Vending Academy is, a no pressure approach to growing your business and to becoming, the best at what you do. And we're no experts by any means, but we have stuff that we've been using that we really think can help you. And if you need help with anything, please contact us. We'd love to help you. It's available on our website. And it's really inexpensive. It's $10 a month to join the Vending Academy. And then you get to meet with people. We have our weekly meetings, like I said, 2 times a week. Plus we have the content that's in there to help you. So I promised Jen I would. And so because she gets real excited to do the Monday morning meetings, the Monday morning coffee. And so she wants as many people in there as she can possibly get. So anyways, had to touch on that before we went on. So sorry, there you go. That was it. So buy scholarship tickets, join the Vending Academy, support the industry that you're all about and become part of what's happening, join the Discord. All of us are in there answering questions every single day. David's been super busy, but he's back in there every now and then answering questions too. But he's a lot busier than the rest of us, but he's in there too. So it's his Discord. From the beginning, we're all there to help him and to help people grow. So, David?
All right. Anything else you guys want to add before we wrap this stream up?
No, that's pretty good. I just my father he's giving me an update on some stuff. So
Cool. All right, Jonathan, you good?
Yeah.
Good? Everyone good? All right.
Yep.
Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us for a few hours again this week and in the future weeks. We appreciate your time with us. Don't forget, we'll be back next week, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Subscribe to the Howard Hospitality Group.
And
next week,
Galaxy
guys.
Games 8 for 3 and Xtreme Vending. All of our channels,
That's right.
for sure.
That's
and
right,
Jen
guys.
Vend,
All right,
she may post videos. Okay.
We'll see you next week, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good one,
Bye.
guys.